That looks better?
You are live, Steve.
All right.
Yeah,
And
you
we're
are.
back now.
All right, bring it up forward a little bit.
And we are going to start this bad boy off
Okay.
with this $200 piece. And this is the Egyptian Ba. Now, what is the Ba? The ancient To the ancient Egyptians, the Ba is 1/3 of the soul, and this is the part of the soul that is free to return to an, an Egyptian body. Um, but the body that was well preserved. That's why Egyptian necromancy, there were certain rituals set forth where they would have to preserve and embalm the body, and the reason why was because the Ba was able to come back and inhabit the body and reanimate the corpse. Now, we're not giving you the ability to reanimate corpses this time, sorry, but what this does is it when you get the ring, it holds a power, a necromantic power that will preserve your body, will prepare your body and preserve your body in such a way that you'll be able to invite other entities, Bas, into you. And you might say, well, what is that going to do for me? Um, so it's going to allow you to pull forth any of the Egyptian deities or kings of your choosing. You could pull forth the Pharaoh Khafre, who built the pyramids to get the secret of the pyramids. You can pull forth Osiris to gain his duality. You would be able to pull forth Isis, who's the ancient goddess of magic, to grant you magic. You could do. I always forget her name. Who's that one? Mark Anthony sidekick?
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra. If you wanted to be stunning and dazzling and beautiful, you could.
Well, it was more of an enchantment and seduction for her. She, from what I understand, she was hideous looking.
Well, they all
I mean,
probably
that's that
were.
they say that that people just say that she was really good looking, but in reality, she wasn't. That's what they say.
Yeah, well, I wasn't there. So
Yeah, yeah.
but anyhow, what I'm saying is, with this piece, it gives you the power, but you kind of got to do a little bit of homework for it. You got to research. You got to know whose um
I think
so,
somebody said something.
whose soul you um want to embody. What's going to happen is that Ba's going to come to you, and it's 1/3 of the soul. Your own Ba will be on hold for a second. Now, nothing's going to happen to it. That body's going to fill your own body. It's going to be united with you, and you're going to get the powers that they have to offer. That's how
What
that works.
and this is made out of sterling silver. And what is the stone on this? It's hard for me to
Uh,
say. Is it amethyst? Let me say.
I'm not
Let's
sure.
take a look.
You're better with that stuff. I just
It's amethyst. So it's sterling silver amethyst ring. What's the size?
that's a good question. I can get
Yeah,
that
we
for
should
you.
kind of know that. Here, you have the sizer? Okay.
Yes, I do.
I thought I put it back in the darn
You're
drawer.
not touching it.
Okay.
Size 8.
Okay, so it's sterling silver ring. Put it back on there, let them see. Shove it on over here. With an amethyst stone.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're looking at it sideways right now, but
Oh,
it's a size 8.
but the stone they can see, right?
So you want to just do a real quick run through, real quick of what it does again.
So it allows you to conjure the Ba of magical beings that will inhabit your body and give you their energies and powers and magic.
Is that bad for you in any way? Since we're
Absolutely
kind of talking
not.
about like
No,
a possession.
it's very spiritually enriching. In fact, you'll be able to know everything.
So nothing like a possession where you don't have control.
Absolutely
Or
not. Nope. It's
okay.
more like your body's a temple. They're gonna come in and do their thing, do their juju,
Respect it.
Yeah.
Give you things. How much is it?
$200.
$200. Okay, you have it. Size 8, sterling silver. Blah blah. Oh, I got a scary one coming, but it's not really scary. But
I got a scary one, but it's not really scary.
yeah, it's scary looking.
This is
Okay,
so
this
lucky.
one. Yeah, this is real easy. This is a $38 piece coming up right
And
here.
you still? Oh, how much was this? $200. So you get $20 off. You order it.
Yeah. Again, if you text or call,
Before
it's
Tuesday.
267-825-0571. Call or text. You'll get 10% off because we don't have to put it on the website. And that's your discount. Now this here is a real stone.
Can they see it?
Yeah, they can see
Perfect.
it. It's a real stone.
Yeah.
And it has your 4-leaf clover on it. And it's for luck in stone. Luck in spades, they call it, because the rock is so black. It is a rock, too. I don't know if you could tell. $38. You can wear this. There's a few pieces like this. So it basically is going to depend on your style. You can wear this to anything that requires luck. But this one will do luck in life too. This one just doesn't do luck in like gambling, lottery, going to the casino, blah 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 blah.
How about luck and love?
Yeah, luck
Luck
in
in
love, luck in life, luck in wealth, luck in relationships. This one does it all. We have one other piece that does it, so it actually depends on the style that you're looking for or what you want to wear. But this is actually cool to the skin. It feels nice. It's great to rub your finger. I mean, it feels good. It just feels really nice. And this piece is $38. Okay, going on to the next one.
Alright, I'm bagging that up.
I'm thinking, what do you have for dinner?
Oh no.
There's cicadas.
Dinner is a vital part of life.
Yeah, it is.
I just told somebody yesterday there's 3 things you don't mess with.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware.
My food was
My family and my money. No.
Alright.
Oh, okay. This one, $38.
$38. That's a lucky leprechaun.
And you know what? It's glass, and it looks. This one looks a lot prettier in person. I'm looking at it right now. It's not as dark as it is as what you're looking at on the screen. Oh, there we go. Put it right here. There we go. It's kind of like a pale green with the colors inside of it. $38. This is a leprechaun colony, though. I also have a home if I get to it today. But this is Lucky Leprechaun Colony. And the name of your leprechauns in there, the head of his little colony is Joe. I know, stupid name. But that's his name. His name's Joseph. So you have Joseph and Riley. Riley is his wife, and then they have a bunch of kids, and I'm sure they'll give you their names, but they're leprechauns. It's a colony. It's $38. There you go. What's that size? Let's go ahead and give them the size of that.
That is a size 6.5.
6.5 for, oh crap. 6.5. Yeah, I know. 6.5 for Joe and Riley. And their family. So now we're going on to the next one.
This is, I like this piece.
And that one again was $38 with a 10% discount.
Yes.
This is called Breaking Bad. And Breaking Bad is, oh, hi, Cassie Sassy. I just now saw that. I don't know how you do these things. Okay.
Yeah, it's a learning curve.
Yeah, it really is. This live thing, I normally don't do this. Okay. So this is called Breaking Bad. This is heavy duty. And it's a bracelet. And what it does is it breaks anything bad in your life. Bad relationships, bad habits. It can be bad study habits. It can be bad communication with someone. It can be a bad relationship. It can be a bad job. But now, like, for example, let's say you have a really bad job and you hate it. And you need to break out of that constant job. You won't break out of it until it finds you another one. Or it'll break you out of it and you'll immediately find another one. So this is a really cool piece. And it's heavy too. But not so heavy where it's going to, like, kill you. Well made. Very well made. $38. $38. And of course, you can get that 10% discount if you call or text 267-825-0571, and we don't end up putting it on the darn website. So that's how that works. Okay, we're moving on to the next one.
This is an amazing piece.
Oh, yes. I don't know if this is the one that's in sterling silver at the clasp or not. I do not know. I don't want to tell them. Here, do you want to look? You want to lay it? Well, you'd have to look first. Here you go.
Yeah, it is.
It is in sterling. Are you sure? Make sure. Because I don't know if that one is or not. Yep, here we go. We're lighting it up to look. Before you see it. $9.25?
Yeah, it's written on the clasp.
Okay. All right, so this is sterling silver, real crystals. And I forget what the name of these crystals are. But very, very beautiful. Okay, so
they glisten.
I know they do. They really do. Look at them. Look at them.
Glisten.
And you can see it'll fit you. It'll fit you very nice. Now, Steve, do you want to tell me about this piece?
Yes, this piece is.
Grab your paperwork.
Here.
This is why people ask us questions. We're like, we got to look at the files.
Yeah, that way I'm not lying to you. All right, this is the 5 Vampire Blood Drops necklace.
Okay.
And this.
Excuse him.
Excuse me. This is holds five drops of blood from the original vampires that were made. Now I'm not talking about the Judas vampires. They're powerful. They were made blah 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 whatever. But these are the original vampires that were floating around in just the void before God created the earth, and
Before they were ever in birth body.
yeah, right, yeah, in primordial form. And when they came to Earth, they were given a body,
It should be called primordial drops.
primordial drops.
That's what it should be called, because in reality that is what it is.
But anyways, it holds five drops of blood, and what that does is it allows you to create your own five vampires in spirit form, of course.
But yet it's not really a creation because they were already here. They already have their set powers that are untainted. So the power is so great. We're talking like the guy from France who had his transformation
Gotcha.
that had to come and have it toned down because he could hear and see. He could see beyond the veil. He could see into the spirit world. He could see the evil that people were doing. He could also hear everyone's thoughts. So he moved out to the country. This is that powerful in that way, but we have toned it down so it doesn't affect you to where it's uncomfortable.
Right.
You get all the high end, very high end power, but where it's not going to affect you and hurt you.
What I meant by creating was because right now, until you call them forth, they're in their primordial form, and they'll take their
Exactly
spiritual form. It'll look like a full body, but it's spiritual.
Yes. And this piece is $105.55. Sterling silver, real crystals, everything's real, necklace. Again, you have until, what is it, Monday?
Till Tuesday. Tuesday at midnight it ends the discount.
Which would be Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
So you have until Tuesday morning. So in order to get the discount on this one. Okay, so $105.55.
Absolutely.
Okay, now we're moving on to the next one. Okay, this is the one I was talking about. It's kind of scary and creepy at the same time. Wait till you see this beast. You're going to say, what the heck is that? It looks like something from Strangeland with, what's his name? What was that guy's name from that group? The guy from Strangeland, he was also in a group. Twisted Sister guy. It looks like something that would be in that movie.
Yeah.
It is quite creepy. Okay, well, that's not in my way. Okay, here, it's upside down for them.
Oh, is it? I thought.
Yeah, no, the ring's upside down for them.
Might be.
Okay, so it's coming. And it's creepy.
Oh, no, it looks like a goat head. Can they see it?
Yeah, they can see it. Okay, but we're going to show them underneath it, too, because they need to see underneath it. Okay, creepy as heck. Now, what this is, you can see these little red things that are going down the side of it. Those are cords that it's like if you had a sewing needle and you sewed this piece together. Because sewing it together, you're creating it. Now, the ring is metal. As you can see, turn it around for him, Steve. The ring is metal. Yeah, that's good. Just turn it. You don't have to lift it up like it's taking, going to the moon. Okay, turn it around again. So just turn it and get the little camera.
Oh, like...
Back it up over here. Yep, there we go. Okay, so now let's take it off and show them underneath of it so they can see, because this is creepy. This was actually going to go on auction tonight. This was going to go on auction, and then, so you can see how it's tied in there. That's what you're going to do. Okay, put it back on the ring thing for them. So what you do with this thing is you're going to create in any way you wish without having to worry about whether you're screwing it up or not, your own tulpa. Now, people ask, what is the difference between a tulpa and a golem? Well, with a golem, you have to do some serious conjuring. You really need to know your magic. You need to have a birth date, a death date, all of their abilities. And if you don't get it right, and let's say you wanted to create a golem and you conjure it, and let's say you even actually get that far. So you conjure your golem up, you give it its birth date, you give it its death date, you give it its power, and you say something like, okay, I want this golem to go out and get me wealth. I'm just using this as an example. They're going to go out and get you wealth by any means necessary. And if that means killing your relatives so you can get an inheritance, that's what they're going to do. Yeah, so a golem can be golem can be very dangerous. Now, At the same time, a tulpa can be very dangerous too, because people don't understand that they have recesses of the mind, they have their unconscious mind, they have things that are constantly running through their minds at all times that maybe you're just not aware of. So if you create a tulpa, say today, if you were to create one, if you got that far in doing that, and that takes on a life of its own. You don't have any control of it. There's no birth date, there's no death date, there's no deciding what you want it to do. You have created it and it goes about its way, which is honestly what Slender Man was. Now, people think Slender Man originated from a story on Creepypasta.
No.
And while it did end up on a Creepypasta as a story, it was actually real. It was real because it took a form all by itself. And it caused that girl her and another one to stab their friend. But it didn't just cause her and another girl to stab their friend. It caused a lot of murdering, because when the tulpa was done, it was done by a teenage girl to begin with, not the one that did the killing, but, who was very angry,
Very mentally
distorted, and the whole bit. Now, with this, tulpas can be wonderful as long as you can control them. And that's what this piece is about. It's about you being able to control it. So how you control it is you're actually sewing your tulpa together. And once you sew it together, you're going to tie it in the knot in the back. While you're sewing it, you tell it exactly what you want, but it will never take on a life of its own to do anything you don't want it to do. You don't have to worry about your unconscious, subconscious. You don't have to worry about anybody else around in your house. And then when you're done with it, you take the back off and you clip it off. You just cut it. And that's it, and you're done. And then you can redo it again as many times as you want to. Now, this piece isn't, it's not inexpensive. This piece is, now if it went on eBay, it'd go high, but I'm going to put it at $300 now. I'm going to put the piece at $300. I think that's very fair because there's not too much you can't do with this piece. Because it's, to me, when you have, to me, a Djinn is wonderful. A Djinn can bring you what you want, but some of them can be hard to work with depending on the type that they are. But with a tulpa, when you create it, you're getting exactly what you want. And in order for you to create a tulpa, you really have to know what you're doing. With this piece, it takes all that guesswork out of it. It takes the part about, I don't know if I did it right. I don't know if it's safe. You don't have to worry about that with this. So you are good to go with this piece. So this is $300. This is, we should call it the sewing tulpa, actually, because you sew it together.
Your own tulpa.
Yes, sew your own tulpa. So that's what it'll be on the website. Sew your own tulpa.
And, if you call us, it'll be
you'll get it'll be $270. So that's good. Okay, so we're moving on to the next piece here. And what do we have? Let's see. Let me see what I have here. Let me look at my file real quick.
I might have something too.
I have. Okay, so I did the Gregorian Watchers. Let me flip through here.
Let me give them the Horde or the Stampede.
Oh yeah, do the Stampede.
Stampede.
Okay, so we're gonna do that one. And do the Stampede Horde.
This piece is.
And while you're doing that, I'm gonna look up. Soapstone. Oh yeah, this is real ivory. Not something I can put on eBay. And soapstone. And this is the Hoard of Wealth.
5
Caravan of Money.
I can't see if they can see that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And we're gonna the next one we're gonna do is Lady of Witches. Okay, so here it is. This is ivory and soapstone. And that's what you're getting. And it's Stampede of Wealth, Stampede of Luck, all of that. And what's the price on this? It's like $77.77.
77, yeah.
Now, we have, with this piece, and sometimes we don't like to type a lot of this stuff up, so I want to tell you a little bit about it. It's such, oh yeah, here's luck. Oh, here you go. It's going to bring you this or bring you that. Take it to the casino, take it, keep it around in life. No, we had 4 different people that tried this out. We had the lady down the street. Now, the lady down the street is with the lady who's the murderer. She's the murder lady. No, she is.
I know.
But not the murder lady didn't test it. It's the other lady because she was down here talking all kinds of crap about her, blah 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 blah. And I've always said there's two sides to every story. And then when I hear that this lady is a murderer, she is. She did kill that girl in New York, and they just can't pin it on her. But maybe because they're not around her hearing her run her mouth. I don't know. Because there's things she knows that were not released to the public, like, you know, she had, you know, her head and her arm removed, things like that. That was never released to the public. How does she know this? I don't know. Because she did it is why.
Guilty.
Yes, exactly. It's a shame, though, because the poor mother, once the person that killed her brought to justice, and I fully do believe that she killed that girl. Yeah. I 100% do. But now her so-called wife, because it's one of those things, well, you know what it is, her wife. A what?
A lesbian.
A lesbian, whatever it is. She was down here talking about her, you know, one of those things, her wife, whatever. And I met the woman, and she seemed very nice to me. So when I'm hearing this woman talk about her so badly, I never believe what anybody says. Like I said, two sides to every story. I met her. She's not what the woman was saying. I mean, this woman went as far as to tell me that the other woman was keeping spiders alive in her basement and feeding them as pets. Yeah, she did.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it wasn't true. It's just a lie. It's just a lie. She was just making up all kinds of crap.
Crazy.
Yeah, so we let her test this because, here's why. I didn't know her that well. I'd only met her twice. But the murderer, her husband, wife, whatever the heck it is, who murdered the person in New York, told me that she was going to take her for everything she had. Get her house out of her, get her money out of her. She did. Yes, for the hell. It's true. Sat right there in that chair and said it. And I thought, what kind of person is this? And then she tried to calm me because I wanted to build one of these sandbag houses, you know, where you dig out.
Yes, I want one.
Yeah, absolutely.
They survived earthquakes.
Earthquakes, gunshots, like you name it. They survive. So I wanted to build this earth bag house. And for me, it's a matter of time. Oh, the bags are real cheap. Like you get like 200 bags for like $25 or 1,000 bags. Like, no, it really is cheap.
Sand?
No, the empty bags. You fill the bags with the dirt that you're digging out of the ground.
I gotcha.
Yeah, so they're real cheap. And then once you build a house, it's real easy. Like it takes you 2 weeks to build a house with two people.
Girl, who's digging all that dirt?
Well, you dig it. That's what you do.
That's a lot of digging.
No, but you hire the digger.
Oh, okay.
And for one day, it's $275. Then he'll dig your hole out. And you take that dirt and you...
Did you just say they're going to dig their hole out?
Yeah, you dig your hole out. Okay. That's what you do. You dig your hole out.
That sounds dirty.
And so they... whatever. So anyway, you dig the hole out, you pack the bags with the dirt, and you just start laying them down. You create rooms inside. That's what your walls are. They are earthquake-proof and the whole bit. Now, I don't have time to do it because I'm always working. So I said to this woman who's like, I'm going to get out of there. I can't stand living with her, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, I'll tell you what. I'll buy the land big enough. I'll buy the supplies. And you can be on my land. You can own your home. I'll buy the supplies. And you build it. Because all it is filling dirt in these bags. Now, once you get, your foundation done and your walls built, your door put in, your windows in and all that, yeah, you need to hook up your electric, your water, put your cabinets in, do your flooring, whatever. It's not that hard. It's really not. But for me, it's a time matter. So she goes, oh, yeah, I could do that. And then she comes back the next day and she goes, well, could you sign a contract saying that at the end of it, I would be paid? That you would pay me like $200,000 or something.
$200,000?
Yeah.
You build it yourself.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, what a fool.
So I'm just like, no, I can't. And she goes, oh, no, I wouldn't want the money. It's just for her so I could show her that I'm actually working. I go, no, because you can turn around, take me to court and get that money out of me. I ain't signing that. I said, the deal is I give you a house. I will give you a house. I will pay for the supplies. I will help you build it. I can just only help you like on weekends or whatever when I have time. So then she comes back and said she didn't want it because she was going to scam me. Just like she sat here and said she was going to take everything that she could from that woman. So when I heard that, I let her use this to protect her assets. and to gain wealth so she could get rid of her. And it worked like a charm.
Did it?
Yes. The following Saturday, she called me up and said she was out of there.
Good.
Out of there as in divorcing. It was going to be done.
I knew you had given the piece to her.
Yeah.
I didn't know how it...
No, it worked. And that she couldn't get anything for some reason. I don't know what the reason was, but whatever it was, it worked. Now, that was the first case.
Because I don't think gay marriage is legally observed in New Jersey, is it?
Well, it's something called a civil union.
Gotcha.
But with a civil union, she was saying she could get half of everything she had.
No, you can't. That's only with legal marriage.
Well, now she couldn't get crap. Whatever it was. The piece worked. So while it didn't give her a bunch of money, it saved her a ton of money. And then gave her some on top of that with, I forget what the heck it was, some ownership they had together, but the woman couldn't get it. Then I gave it to my neighbor, who I know very well. And she was having problems with her roof. She didn't have the money to fix it because she's a school teacher, okay? She got all the money she needed to fix it, and it just like came out of the nowhere. Really, it was nowhere. It was one of her relatives that she had helped out like 4 or 5 years ago that she had stayed with her for like 2 weeks. And she herself had won the lottery and just said, here, I appreciated you helped me out so many years ago. Here's some money. And it was enough to cover her roof. She doesn't have to pay it back or nothing.
Wow.
So it helps in different ways. Now that was the second one. Now the other one is a relative of mine that I gave it to, and they didn't really need anything, but I was just like, let's just see how it works. And they were like, do you know that I blah, blah, blah? And I was like, no, I didn't know. And they had this huge windfall of money in the form of trees. And what I mean by trees is it costs them a lot of money. They have to every now and then cut these trees down because they're really close to the house and they're super tall. They almost look like redwoods. But to cut each tree down, it's like $500. So when you need 6 to 8 trees cut down, you're talking a couple grand. And the guy that came and did it for free because all the neighbors around them had to have these trees down. They don't cut all the trees down. It's just a few that could fall into the house and kill people. That's what they have to take down. So he was like, he met him somewhere on a training thing and he was telling him about the trees. He goes, yeah, my dad has a company that does that. He goes, I'll tell you what, are all the houses around you the same way? And he's like, yeah. He's like, look, if you let me how many trees do you have? So he told him how many trees he had. And he goes, look, if you let me put a sign on your yard, because I know right where you are, if you let me put a couple signs, I'll come and do your trees for free so I can get the business of the neighbors. So boom, thousands of dollars it saved them. So no matter how you get the wealth that comes in, and then it was also used just to go to the casino and I won a ton of money there. So there's all kinds of ways this piece works. So $77.77 and worth every single bit of that. All right, we're going on to the next one. I know that was quite a bit to tell you, but this is why we're giving you the 10% off because we don't have to type all that up. We can tell you, or actually, I don't think we won't be telling people. We're just going to be like, go look at the video. Here it is. You can go look at the video. This is what it's called. HTV.
I'll write it down. I'll be like, this is the...
HTV Rainy Day Sunday number 2 for this one.
Number 2?
Yeah, video number 2. $77.77. So you should actually write which videos they are. So on this one, we did the tulpa.
I'll go back and look.
Yeah. So that it's easy for you to put them on. Okay, the next one is this one here. There's that one. This is Lady of Witches.
Lady of Witches.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
This is sterling silver.
This is a cool piece. This is so bizarre.
Now, Lady of Witches is not a bad goddess as you think she is, by any means. She's sterling silver, pearl, amethyst. I don't know what her face is made out of, but you're looking at her right now. That's what she looks like. Now, the Lady of Witches is actually a goddess. She's a goddess witch. Now, she helps you in all stages of your life. She is a temptress. She can be a lover. She helps with gambling. She helps with, she absorbs human sin. So bad things that you do that are going to cause bad karma or negative karma to you, she absorbs. This is a pretty good piece, but you do need to know that she is a moon magic practicer, which means that she does white light magic, but she also does dark magic. And we cannot, due to the type of magic it is, change or put a block on or anything like that with this piece. This piece is as it is. It is white light. It is dark. It is white and it is dark. It is what's called fully dual. So when you're using it as white light, it's pure white light. When you're using it for dark magic, it is pure dark magic. And how you use it is up to you. She helps with fertility. She helps with love. She is also a sin eater. She helps with manifestation. She causes carnal lust in others if that's what you want to do. She can remove corruption from the people in your life that are doing corrupt things, whether it's to you, to the family. She can clean out sexual impurity. She can also be destructive, but she helps you in every single stage of your life, the owner of this piece. That's what you get. Pure white light magic and dark magic. So that is, and I made an offer. Okay, eBay sending me something about an outfit for the kids. Okay, so that's basically what she does. She works in all stages of your life, including gambling. So any kind of white light, any kind of dark magic, gambling. If you need to tempt someone sexually, which I would say is more on the dark magic spectrum, I mean, she does that. She goes from young life to middle age to older life. She can do physical manifestations. She can do fertility. She can do death, sexual energy. She does just all that. It's just really hard to explain. But her name is Lady of Witches. That is what the name is, Lady of Witches. Lady of Witches is actually a goddess that stemmed from the Aztec gods. That's where she stems from. But she was cultivated many, many years ago in London by both a male and a female witch to bring her to the form that she is in today. Now, this is a very powerful piece. This piece is $400. It's very powerful. Again, we cannot put blocks on this piece. Now, when I say we can't put a block on this piece, it doesn't mean that the piece is going to hurt you. All it means is, bottom line, we can't stop you from using it any way you want to. A lot of pieces that we get that are dual magic, we'll stop the piece from you being able to kill somebody with it and things like that.
This one, not.
And this one we just can't because of the type of entity in which it was created. We just can't do that. But we actually started putting blocks on things it was more than 10 years ago. For your early people that have been shopping with me for years and years and years, you'll remember. I don't know who that one is.
There could be a sale.
No, I don't think so. It says Virginia. So no, not says Virginia. That says private block number. So they'll have to text me if they're listening now. They'll have to just have to text. I don't know why it says private number, but anyway. So what was I going to tell you? That have been shopping with me for years. Knew about this guy in Australia that bought a piece from me, and yeah.
Iwobi.
No. No. It was a different guy in Australia. He bought this piece from me, and it was a dark magic piece. And we can't help that we come across those. If you go to investigations or you're on searches or hunts, you're going to get them, whether you want them or not. They're just going to come at you. Usually we store them, but at that time, I think it was like 15 years ago. Very early on, we had a guy that we used to give the dark pieces to, and he would do something to them and just take them away, and they were given to him. But then something happened to him, and I can't remember what it was. I met him up on the Parkway in New Jersey, and people that meet on the Parkway in New Jersey
finally caught up to him.
Yeah, sometimes they disappear. I mean, they really do. Like, we've had a lot of people killed up there. Whether it's mob hits or no, seriously. Yeah, my dog used to dig up skulls and fingers, just not the tips.
And Mays Landing.
No, out there by like Diamond Lakes and stuff. like out in the Pine Barrens. If your dog runs, your dog would dig up. You know, he might bring back an elbow or a leg, or he'd bring a foot with no, toes, or a hand with no finger. No, it's
I know.
real. Yeah, because we'd have to call the police all the time. Maybe we got another hand, and they would be like, does it have fingertips? No, it doesn't have any fingertips. So, and we would just have to turn it in. But either way, this guy, he disappeared from the parkway. So I was like, well, I got to get rid of this stuff. I don't want to keep this stuff in storage. So this guy said, oh, Dee Dee, this is what I'm looking for. And he seemed normal as could be. I sold him a piece. And then it was, I think, 3 or 4 months later, they found out he was a serial killer, and he'd killed about 15, 16 women, and they were in his basement.
Jeez.
This was in Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, and the creepy thing is, he sent me this picture in a frame.
That wasn't the creepy thing?
Well, no, that was creepy, but he also sent me this picture, and I will never forget it. It was me and Lindy and my mother, and we were sitting in the living room, and this picture of this woman, a medieval woman, and it was framed, and it was in this round over frame, and she had them cone heads on that they wore back in that day with the stuff. And we're all sitting there, and we look up, and the eyes start moving in the picture, and this came from him. And that thing was evil. We took that thing, no lie, and we threw it out in the yard.
Burned it.
It went over into the lady who used to smell real bad's yard.
Turkey crotch?
No, not Turkey Crotch. No, Turkey Crotch was Stan's daughter. Turkey Crotch. No, this was this was somebody else. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna get into who they are because they're a nice person. They just smell real bad. Yeah, they smell real bad. Okay, so this piece is $400. Again, it will not hurt you, but you're able to do with it whatever you want to. So you should be a responsible person that buys it. And we will be back. So we'll come back. You guys know the number. You should probably text because I'm getting unknown number.